Maybe open up the windows here. All right. You know what I want to do is I want to go back to here and just kind of play the G minor pentatonic in basically third position, or definitely in third position, and then play the G minor pentatonic in fifth position together. So you can see how, you know, I always say if you look at the bottom of the G minor pentatonic, so the scale that's right, let's see, if I point to the window, there we go. That top scale right there, the top part of it is all just straight line across here at the third fret, right? But if you look at the next part of it right there, okay, it's the sixth fret, fifth fret, fifth, sixth, sixth. That's the bottom of this one. So if you look at the bottom line on this G minor pentatonic, it's the same as the top line of the other one. And I'm sure most of you have noticed that, but it's just like a bunch of puzzle pieces that fit together. Unfortunately, the shapes aren't the same up and down the neck. And so, you know, the shape changes because of the nature of the instrument and the fact that the scale isn't, like if we played a whole tone scale, you know, then whole tone scales are just whole tones. It's just a whole step. And they're symmetrical. You can find them, they're all the same. Or actually it would be they don't change, but that's a rare exception. Chromatics would be the same way. Chromatic scales are also the same up and down at fretboard. But other than those two scales, there's not really many scales that will do that. So we have to learn different shapes. In the context of pentatonics, we only have to learn 5 different shapes. And in fact, within these first 2 lessons here, we have 4 of the 5. Because remember, we're using G minor pentatonic, and we're using D minor pentatonic. And there's two minor pentatonic shapes right there. And then when we go to the next lesson, one we did on Monday and today, we have this pentatonic shape, minor pentatonic, and we had this one. So now we've had 4 of the 5 potential pentatonics. When I move up to here, we're going to have a redundancy. At some point, we're going to have a scale we've already done even in this lesson. So that's good. The minor 6 pentatonic is going to be new every time because that's a new scale that we haven't learned before. So let's go ahead and well, let me say good mornings. Good morning for me anyway. Good showing already. We got 20 people already. That's good. I should text my cousin and let him know I'm on. Let's see. So Bruce, first in, right? You're the first there? Bruce was the first. Holly was second. Iced Coffee, good to see you. Charlie B, good to see you. Roger, welcome back. It's been a minute. Not too long. Bob Schumann, good to see you. Jim Horst. Oh, John, good to see you again. What? Oh, there's John Y. Okay, John. Yeah, and let me. I'm going to read that question, John, because that's actually a very good question. It was a long question, but I'll try to shorten it. Paul Meyer, good to see you. Darren Sprinkle. John, it's something that every single guitar player struggles with. And John asked me, "How do you learn a whole song?" It's just, first off, if you say, I want to learn, Cliffs of Dover. That's going to be my first song. I want to learn Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson. You're going to be in trouble. There's a couple things. There's a couple factors involved in this, mostly psychological factors. But my answer to John was, and let me read his question again because I have it. I thought it was great. Sorry, I don't always see this stuff. I'm not on Facebook very often, so I kind of avoid it, to be honest. Let's see, inbox. Oh, I need to post it. Let's see. Yeah. So John. Yeah, your question here. This is John from Louisville. Let's see. Do you have any suggestions on how an intermediate player like myself can learn songs completely? Any methods, techniques? One thing, and did I mention it there? I may have. Yeah, classical pieces. When you study classical guitar, you do learn a lot of repertoire. You learn complete songs. And initially, you learn some very simple little songs, and they're not too difficult. They're not very long, things like that. And then as you progress on the instrument, you will learn more complete songs. Learning a Led Zeppelin song front to back, yeah, you could do that, and but it's kind of boring to sit there. I mean, to play along with a record, that's fine, but by yourself to play, Stairway to Heaven. Most people learn the first section, and then it's like, oh, you play Stairway to Heaven. Okay, what else do you play? You sit around the campfire. They don't really want. You could play the whole song, but you're going to be like, at points they're just going to be like, okay, yawn. What's next, right? And so it's partly a byproduct of people around you encouraging you just to play the intro to songs. And then part of it is it's really hard to finish a song out because at some point, if you're an intermediate or a beginner, there's going to be some wall that you're going to hit that's going to make that song really difficult. And so that's an issue. The other thing is if it's just a simple like Bob Dylan tune or simple strumming 4-chord song, why would you sit there and strum those 4 chords over and over again for 3 or 4 minutes? It makes no sense. So where you can fix that is if you are accompanying someone. So if someone is singing, anytime I've done campfire, like where somebody brought sheets of paper that had lyrics on it, that's always a lot of fun. Then you have songs, you can print them up really small, the lyrics, and put like 5 songs on one page kind of thing. And you can hand those out, and you can just play songs, and that's a lot of fun. And that you'll play the full song because you have to. You got to get to the end of the lyrics. But most people, you start to play, and then it's like, oh, cool. But you're not going to want to sit there and play the whole song for them. As far as playing along with a record, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Usually, what happens with me when I was a kid playing along with records, I play the riff or whatever, but then I just start practicing my soloing and trying to find really cool licks and stuff on the record, that I'm trying to make up myself. So that's probably part of a byproduct of me being more creative. I don't know if it's more left brain or more right brain, but that was kind of my answer. And I think if you're playing in a band, you'll definitely have to play songs from start to finish. If you're accompanying a singer, you will. If you're playing along with a bunch of people singing along, like whether it be in a church service or whether it just be at a campfire or something like that, you will find yourself able to play a song completely. So that said, okay, so what I wanted to do, and Dennis, you're in the house, I see that. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Everybody's so friendly. John Kinden, I saw you. Let's see, Darren, Paul Meyer. Okay, I've already said hi. Pretty much everybody here. Okay, good. All right. So what I want to do is I want to go back and review the scale, the first pentatonic scale we learned for this jam. And I may have to set the jam up for you. So you can, because I may have to talk to my gardener. He's going to come to my door. So hold on a second. So we go back to this. Hold on, I got to get my windows in order. All right. So the first we did this one. This was over the G7 chord. Okay. Also works over the C, and it can work over the D. You just have to maybe avoid the B flat or something over the D chord. But you hear my gardener. Okay. So the scale again is 3rd fret with your first finger, and then pinky on the 6th. 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 6. Let's play it backwards. 6, 3, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3. So notice again, this side is all just the same, all threes right here. And then this was 6, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, okay? So we go to the next scale, right here, and boom. We're gonna start on our 2nd finger on the 6th fret, okay? And so these are all we're gonna be here, 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 here. So we already know half the notes in the next scale. And we're gonna go 6th fret, and then pinky on the 8th fret, 6, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 7. Go ahead and use your 2nd finger here. 6, 8, 6, 8. And then backwards, 8, 6, 8, 6, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, and then 8, 5, 8, 6. Okay? So now the top of this one is 8, 8, 8, 7, 8, 8. And that's going to be the bottom of the next one, which is actually pentatonic number 3, which we all hate, but that's the one we already did here in the first lesson on this series. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So let's do we're going back here. We're going to do the G minor 6 pentatonic. So we're back down here at the 3rd fret with our first finger. We're going to go 3, 6, 3, 5, go down to 2, 5, back up to 3, 2, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6. Okay, so it's you can also play this over the G7. It works great over the G7. It gives you that B.B. King happy blues sound. Okay, backwards it's 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 3, 6, 3. Okay, and that was the scale that I said let's use over the C7 chord. So when we go to the C7 chord in the progression here, that progression right there. Okay, all right. Touched my face. It's a violation of the coronavirus rules. So we have to take a sip. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, and John, did that make sense? Okay, so now we're at the next position. We're going to do the minor 6 pentatonic scale, the next position. And then we're going to do a snippet here, and we're going to do the 4th and 5th string. There's some cool stuff in there we're going to do. Okay, so 6th fret, 8th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret. That's kind of a cool little whole tone sounding section right there. A whole tone scale is nothing but whole steps. A lot of times they'll use a whole tone scale when they want to do a dream sequence, right? I remember back when I was a child, that would be a kind of a stereotypical composer trick. Okay, so we have 6, 8, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 8, and then 6, 8. And here's a confession. I wasn't really familiar with that position and that shape in that position. But because I'm teaching it to you, I'm getting more familiar with it. Does that make sense? And that's why I always say one of the best ways to learn is to teach. If you want to get better at guitar, one of the best things you can do is to teach others how to play. And you'll find that you get better really fast when you have to try to explain something to someone who's below you in understanding on the instrument. And so that means you have to kind of simplify it. And then when you simplify it, sometimes things make more sense for you too. So this is not necessarily a scale that I play a lot, but just like with the bluegrass lessons, when I was teaching, we were talking about bluegrass and open scales and things like that. I got better at bluegrass playing just from doing those lessons with you. I saw my playing improve a good 10 or 15%. So that's just a truism for anything. And like I said, there's very likely my gardener's going to come to the door here. Okay, so if he does, I'll put the jam track on and you guys can jam. Okay, now the last scale we did was the D minor pentatonic, and we were basically doing the minor pentatonic shape, but we're doing shape number 3, P3, pentatonic number 3. Exactly, Holly, 100%. So, although I think to master a feed give yourself nothing to fall back on. that's how I'm trying to do it. So, okay, Dennis. Most of the viewers here lurk in Discord at some point. I know that during the days usually. Oh, okay. I can put. Yeah, and I don't mind getting questions on Facebook too because a lot of people see those answers. Although that was a private message. So, let me grab the link for Discord. Okay. Oh, where is it? Intro. Here we go. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I need to read these intros too. Because I like that. I haven't done anything on Twitch in the last couple days. Okay, so let's see. Here's that link, I think. That link should be good. Oh, the one question. Oh, I see. Where do you look most for questions people might have for you? Facebook, probably. Well, if you go to Twitter, I might see that. Yeah, no, Twitter might be a one. Discord is still for me a little bit confusing, and there's so many comments that it can get buried really fast if I don't check every day, and I really don't. So Discord probably is not. And here, I mean, I'm on YouTube enough that you guys can ask the questions when I'm here. I don't have a problem with that, obviously. What's a bummer, huh? Oh wait. Oh, where are you, iced coffee? I forgot. That's crazy that you're stuck in the house. Yeah, I just walked to Starbucks without my mask, but if they say anything, I just say I'm exercising. I don't want to wear a mask while I'm exercising. And I'm by myself, for crying out loud. So walking on a sidewalk with no other people. If I was in South Australia, Australia's, they are just going crazy. Yeah, I told you my stepbrother lives was at Bondi Beach. He lives there that's just near Sydney. Okay, now let me do these two scales real quick. Okay, while I'm thinking about it. Oh, I gotta get, wait, I gotta get this up. Here we go, okay. So, the just a reminder, the D minor pentatonic, okay, which is the scale that I said, hey, we could use this over D and it will sound, it'll give us that, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Okay, it'll give us that a different sound to use over the D chord, because the D chord has this A in it, and the G minor pentatonic has a B flat, so you end up getting this kind of sound that you don't really want. So if you just make a little shift, and that's what happens when you move the B flats in the G minor pentatonic. If you look over here, okay, if you move the B flat down a half step to A, then you get this scale, which is D minor pentatonic. So here, let's play that together. I'm going to go ahead and use my first and third finger here. So 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, get pinky there, and then slide up and use your pinky again. Use 3, 6. Iced coffee, yeah. Okay, now I know you're Australian. Yeah. Okay, and then backwards, 5, 3, 6, 3, 5, 3, 6, or 5, sorry, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, okay? Yeah, Australians are, I think that they're kind of like, let's see, Australians, like, they're in so many ways, they're opposite from Brits. But one of the ways is, for one thing, they have much better weather. And that makes them happier. So they're happier than Brits are. The other thing, though, they love to embarrass Brits. Like, Australians love to make Brits blush. Am I wrong? Iced coffee, let me know if I'm wrong on that. But it's just kind of one of those impressions. It's like, that's something a Brit would never say. A Brit would be like, oh dear, oh my. Yeah, half of your wife's bra worked out. I know I do feel like I've got my mask. I feel like I'm wearing a panty on my face. It just doesn't. It just seems embarrassing to me. I don't know. A thong wouldn't work at all. Okay, so then we go to the next section, the next position. So what I'm doing here is I'm reviewing all 6 shapes we've been using so far. Okay, and then we have D minor pentatonic here. So 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 6, 8, and 5, 8. Okay. Now I'm going to let the jam track run for a minute. I'm going to go talk to my gardener real quick, hopefully quick. He wants to seed my lawn, and he told me a price, and I want to confirm that. So, okay, so here you go. Hopefully you can hear this. I'll turn it a little bit. Wait a minute. So you know what? My concurrent viewers went up when I walked away. Oh man, talk about a blow to my ego. All right, you guys were all just talking to each other. All right, so yeah, Brits are very polite. It's funny because I was teaching Cruz Beckham yesterday. I teach David and Victoria Beckham's son guitar lessons, and they are the most polite people. Their kids are so polite and so sweet. It's just adorable. Harper, their daughter, is the cutest thing in the world. And it's just, well, thank you ever so much. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, my heart melts. Funny. Hey, Astrid, how's it going? Are you new? Looks like, is that a pumpkin? What is that? I can't tell what that thing is. Yeah, it makes sense that we get more viewers when I walk away. Okay, so we're gonna do a snippet here. Let's go to the 4th and 5th string, and if you'll notice, there's that shape. Now that's the same notes that's right here, but down an octave. So all the are all right here too. So the G minor pentatonic, I'm sorry, probably a little loud. So here we go. It's right here. Well, welcome, Astrid. Good to see you. So this shape right here, we can use over the G minor. And then, so with the notes we have here, just so you know, there won't be a quiz on this. All right? This is my signature mug. Here, let me put that up there. If anyone doesn't know, I can pin it. Let's see. Merchandise. Click, tab, pin. All right. So if you're interested in having that mug, just be careful who you are using it with. Because, wait, did it not pin? Oh, it's taking a second. There we go. But be careful who you're drinking it with, because if you're saying something really important to them, and then later you say, hey, how come you didn't do that thing I asked you to do? Or you don't remember that, what we were talking about? They say, well, you said there wasn't going to be a quiz on this. Why are you quizzing me? So anyway, all of that for one joke. Okay, so we have a D, an F, a G, and a B flat. Okay, so if you look up at the top scale here, up at the top, okay, we're starting on the D, we play F, we got the G and a B flat. The only note missing is a C. If you want to grab that, you can get it there, but we're talking about a snippet. Holly knows I love to talk about snippets. I could make another mug that just says snippets. Okay, so we've got this is the fifth of the scale, this is the seventh, this is the root, and this is the third, the flat third. This also would be called the flat seventh. Again, no quiz on any of this. I only say it because eventually it starts to sink in. Some of you who have been with me a long time totally understand what I'm talking about. And anybody who's new is kind of going, you're talking over my head. Don't worry about it. You don't need to understand it right now, but you will. Okay, so the only difference between the G minor pentatonic and the G minor 6 pentatonic is that you take the Fs and you move them to Es. So here's that F, we go down a half step to the E and we get this shape. So we have 5, 7, 5, 8. So we have 5, 8, 5, 8, and then 5, 7, 5, 8. Okay? And that works really nice over the C chord. It also works fine over the G chord. But it works nice over the C chord because it has this E is the third of the C chord. So if you play a C chord, if you play C chord like this, you've got two E's, so you can really hear the E's there. Okay. Now the next shape. So if we go back to our G minor pentatonic. So 5, 8, 5, 8. Again. So we have D, F, G, and B flat. To make this a D minor pentatonic, we're going to take the B flats in the G minor pentatonic, this note right here, and go down a half step to an A. Okay? Okay, so oh, you're Swedish. Oh, nice. But you know some Dutch. Well, we got some Dutch speakers here. My wife is Danish, but she's not from there, but her family was. Americans are all mutts. I'm a mutt. I'm French and English and let's see, Irish and kind of Scandinavian gypsy. Okay, so our three shapes again, our three snippets are 5, 8, 5, 8 for the G minor pentatonic, 5, 7, 5, 8 for the C, and then 5, 8, 5, 7 for the D. Okay, let me play it. I'm going to jam along with this track here, just using those shapes. Okay, C chord. I love that right there. There's our root. I'm playing a G G note over the G chord. Okay, isn't that cool? That G note's in all three of those scales, so it's safe, and so is the D note. Okay, I get bored in one little snippet, but I get bored easy anyway. Okay, so you can see how you can, in that context of just using like 4 notes, you can really hear the difference between the scales. And what I also say is that some of these, hold on a second, getting a lot of, vitamin C is good for strep, right? My daughter has gotten strep throat twice now. She has to get coronavirus tests. She's a school teacher, and she had to get a coronavirus test because she got strep. It's her first year teaching, so she's just gonna get sick all the. My wife, I remember when the first 2 years she taught public school, she was sick nonstop, and then it's like she just built up these super duper immunities and like would never get sick. So yeah, Astrid, so every any paperwork I create, any diagrams I create, like the ones over here, I have a hard time pointing in the right direction. I'll make a lousy weatherman. Like those diagrams right there, those are uploaded to the Discord. So you can download those and put them in a Word document and print it up any way you want. You know, if you want to, I want to have all the G minor pentatonics together, whatever. So I won't be here Friday. I may check in, but you know, I don't know. It just depends. But I may come up on Saturday or something and hang out. But maybe what I'll do Saturday is, yeah, we've got 70 today. I think 72 is our high today, so and sunny. So California has glorious weather, but we pay for it. So, colloidal silver like 6 times a dang. That's crazy. Sounds expensive. Oh, hey, that's right. You know, Ville is in Finland. I forgot. Okay, yeah, check it out. I just posted the link up there, so you can check that out. Okay, so let's come up with a let's come up with a lick. Let's see, over the G. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little vamp over the G chord. Maybe I'll take the second bar because the problem with the first bar is it's got that crash on it in the drums, and I don't really. Let's see if I can get. Oh, you know what? I may have 2. I can do 2 bars of G here. Oh, weird. It's got to crash anyway. Okay. So on that bottom, that lick on the 4th and 5th string, let's do this. I got this. Okay. Okay, play that with me. That was B flat to G. And we're playing over the G chord. And B flat clashes with the B that's in the G chord. Although I may not have a B in there. So if you want, we can take our pinky, bend that up a little bit. You see that? Okay. Now go to F to G. F to G. F is the 7th. Real simple, 2 notes, but you can say something. I can say something with 1 note. B flat to G, and then F to G. Not F to G, to F to G. Okay, now let's do B flat G, F to G. Landing on the G a lot, which is a little boring. If you're gonna, when you're soloing, I always say don't always land on the root, right? It does make people think you know what you're doing, but you don't want to do it too much or it gets a little bit boring. But we're gonna do it right now anyway. Hey Keegan, I'm shouting out to you right now. Keegan Davis, got your guitar in your hand? Come on, man, let's jam. Okay, let's do this. Let's go. And on the F. F is the 7th is such a sweet note to land on. Okay, so I went B flat to G to F to G to B flat, or F. You could even pull off. That would be more of a Jimmy Page thing. Okay? That 7th is a sweet tone over the G7 chord. The 7th is great over any 7th chord. Okay. Right? Here's B, right here, 5th fret. Notice I changed where I placed it right then, and that affects you have your mouse. Okay, Rick. Remember we did this thing where we created tension by playing the 7th and then delaying when we go to the root. So the 7th is this note right here over the G7 chord. It's this F. We're going to go to this G, but watch, I could go fast. And that creates a little bit of tension. Hey, Jan. Good to see you. Okay, but if I stay on the F, it creates more tension. Right? All that time I'm playing the F, the people are like, are you going to go to G? I guess not. 3. Keegan, I'm on 3 times a week right now. When coronavirus first started, I did this every day. I did 62 days in a row. And I was only going to go for half an hour, and I ended up going for 2 hours every day. Right now, I'm trying to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. in Los Angeles, which is where I'm located, which is 9 a.m. Pacific time. Where are you located, Keegan? Okay, so let's go to the C chord, and we're going to do the other shape, all right? It's weird. We're only at 28 viewers right now. So I'm going to grab... So all I'm doing is I'm just putting a little bracket up and repeating 1 bar or 2 bars. So there's G, the C chord. So any minute now, right around 10 o'clock, we usually get a spike, I've noticed, which is really funny. It'll like double. Oh, Jonesboro. Oh, Arkansas. Oh, nice. I was just in Arkansas. I was just in... No, not Arkansas. Sorry. Wait. Yeah, I was. I was in Bentonville, having lunch with my daughter. Okay, so now we have this shape we're going to do. 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 8th fret. And this is a little snippet of the G minor, the G minor 6 pentatonic. So we took that F that was creating the tension over the G chord, and we're going to move it down to E. Don't worry, there's no quiz on this. I'm just saying these things because eventually you'll start to hear them. Okay? Okay, now notice we can start out the same way we did with the G. Watch this. I can go to the B flat to the G. Just play along with me. Hey, Germany. Lucas, great to see you. And Ecuador. Awesome. I'm very good. My best friend is from Ecuador. He and his wife, Pablo Aguirre and Paulina Aguirre. She's actually pretty famous there. She's won a couple Grammy Awards. Okay, real simple. But right now you can't tell if I'm playing in G minor pentatonic or G minor 6 pentatonic because I haven't played that E. So here. So I'm sliding from the D to the E. 5th fret to the 7th fret. Get that B. Or get that G note there. Okay, try this. I'll do it slow. Okay, that was 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. 2, 3, 4. Yes. To answer your question, John, yeah. Yeah, it's just a way of learning in each position. Let me stop this jam track. It's driving me insane. So, excuse me, yawning. And I haven't hardly had any of my coffee. So we do have a drinking game. If I touch my face, you get to take a sip. If I use air quotes, you get to take a sip. If I change guitars, you get to take a sip. If I drop my pick, you take a sip. If I drop a thumb pick, you get to take 2 sips. If I say I had a band in high school called something, you get to take a sip. If I mention that I did all the guitars on Apex Legends, you get to take another sip. If I express adoration to my son, if he's online, if he's here, Alex sometimes logs in. then you get to take a sip. If I leave the room, you get to take a sip. If I say there won't be a quiz on this, you take a sip. So those are some of the sips. Gary, who's not here yet, I haven't seen him yet. He's kind of he keeps track of all the rules. We keep adding to them. All right. So, John, you kind of said, is it useful? So the reason I'm teaching you the scales, the 3 scales, in the case we did before we did the, here, we did 3 Mixolydian scales. So you can go back just a few lessons and you can see those lessons. Now we've been working on pentatonics, and we started at 3rd fret, and now we're going to the 5th fret. And it's a way to really learn them. You really learn them. And the other thing is, if you are singing or you want to close your eyes, you don't have to move your hands to come up with phrases and play the different scales. When I solo, do I stay in one position? Absolutely not. And you're 100% right, though, when... oh, Andres, good. That's great to see you. Welcome. I'm here... I try to be here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I don't think I'm going to be here this Friday. I may do a remote, maybe answer some questions or whatever, but I won't be teaching a lesson. But normally Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this point. So when I'm soloing, I will move around the neck. And John, you're exactly right. I mean, that sounds very different. To me, especially in this room, if you sit down, if you can play this on your guitar, play 3, 6, 3, 6 on the top 2 strings, that, and play it at the 12th fret on the middle 2 strings. Same exact shape, same exact notes, but the strings are shorter and they're fatter, and it's a totally different tone. And that's or a different timbre, as we say. Just another word for tone, basically. But that's one of the huge benefits of playing guitar. There's some negatives, but one of the huge benefits of playing guitar, like on piano, there's only one way to play an E note. But if I had a 24 fret neck, I could play this E note here, 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 and if I had another 2 more frets, I could play it here. And every one of those has a different tone. There's totally different. An open string sounds totally different than a fretted. See, I can put vibrato on a fretted note. And it gets darker and woodier and hollow. It sounds hollow, more hollow, hollower. Right? If I play that E note like that. So that's really one of the reasons why we're learning. And keep in mind, when we did this first lesson on the minor pentatonics, okay, and we did this, if we're playing blues in B, then we just move all of this up here. So now we're at the 7th fret. So all these shapes will move up if we change key. So when I go to B, the 1 chord, I got... Go to the 4 chord, which is E in the key of B. Okay, and then I go to the F sharp chord, which is the 5 chord. Then all those scales actually will transpose evenly. And again, that's another one of the beauties of guitar. It's very, very easy. Hey, Manoj. Manoj. I'm not even going to try. I'm tempted to call you L.A. because your last 2 letters are L.A. So that's kind of the reason why I've been showing, the scales in one position so that we can get really good in that position. Then you can move up. And yes, when I'm soloing, like for example, let me just go ahead and do the. Here, let me go. Let's see. I'm not going to give any regard to what we're working on just right now. I'm just going to play. I'm just going to solo over this. See a Mixolydian. Sounds really weird. So what I'm doing, is people often ask, how do you think when you're soloing? You don't want to think too much. You want to know, but you don't want to think, if that makes sense. I know all my scale shapes up and down the neck. And generally the way I've learned them, without even realizing what I was learning was the caged method. I didn't hear the term caged method until a few, like 10, 15 years ago, but I was using it my whole life. And the caged method is a method of using chord shapes to see your fretboard. And I did my first 12 plus 2 videos I did on the live stream were about the caged method. So if you go back to on my live stream, I can put the first one in here. I think. Let me dig it up for you. If it's going to take me a second though, because it's like way the back. Oh wait, if I reverse the date, boom, that makes it easy. Well, I did a bunch before. Okay, here's the first one. Get a shareable link. So here's the very first one, and literally this lesson was 36 minutes. So it was the very first one I did. We're probably talking about COVID too. But I'm using the cage method to kind of visualize the fretboard. So like I'm seeing this G chord here because I'm playing over when I'm, it depends on what chord I'm playing over because I'm changing for the chords, accommodating the chords. So I'm seeing this G chord. I'm also seeing this G chord. That's a G chord. It looks like a D shape. See that little D shape there? But when I play, Stevie Ray Vaughan would play in that little snippet, that little place right there. Okay, but that's basically built around the D shaped of the when you're talking about a cage method, that's a D shape. The next shape is C. So that shape is like G. I see pentatonic number 3 there. I see Mixolydian there. I can see the 6th. I can see the happy pentatonic. And then the next shape up is this A form here. And I see a lot of things there because that shape is very familiar. So I'm visualizing that shape and all the scales around it, like the Mixolydian. And all of those, this scale we learned was the C Mixolydian right here from this lesson. Okay, so basically that second scale you see there, the C Mixolydian one, I'm playing it up here. I'm kind of visualizing this G7 chord. So that's kind of how that's how I kind of play across the neck, and as the chord changes, and I'm just visualizing, and that's why the cage method's great because, okay, as soon as it changes to C, now I'm seeing all the C shapes up and down the neck. And then when it goes to D chord, I'm seeing all the D shapes up and down the neck. So here's a D chord. Or I'm not D shapes, but I'm D chords. I'm so sorry. I meant D chords. So I see all the D chords up and down the neck in different shapes. Okay? So once you see those there, then you know you can play different scales and different licks that are centered around that shape. And that's why the cage method is so valuable to kind of excelling on the guitar. Every style of music, every musician uses violins have their own boxes and things like that, and piano players kind of do the same thing. The cool thing about piano is that you can repeat a lick very easily multiple octaves. That's why you have so many piano players that'll be like that. They just go right up them, and they can just play a scale, or they can play a 4-octave scale without even thinking. They can play a 4-octave triad or a 7th chord arpeggio without even breaking a sweat, because it's just the same thing done 5 times or whatever. On a guitar, it's not, that kind of stuff is not easy. But the things that are easy on guitar, are the fact that once you learn one scale, like all of these scales here, these are all completely movable. So really, you're not learning one scale here with the G minor pentatonic. You're learning 12. You're learning 12 scales. Here's G sharp minor pentatonic, or A flat. Here's A minor pentatonic. Here's B flat minor pentatonic. Here's B minor pentatonic. Here's C minor pentatonic. All I'm doing is I'm playing that first scale right up here. Right there. Where'd my finger go? This is hard. Right there. That scale right there. You play that scale. I'm playing that scale up the fretboard, and that's literally 12 different scales. So that's the cool thing about guitar that we can take advantage of. The temptation, though. Hey, Webby, how's it going? Hey, I have a guitar quiz tomorrow. Would you mind showing me how to play an A minor scale? Oh, are you using open strings, or is it? Are you using? Can you play up the fret? Because A minor, you can start open A string. 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3. Like that. That would be an A minor scale. Or you like that. Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Yes, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. I've been getting more subscribers. Let's see what the numbers are looking like right now. Okay, well, not bad. We hit on 40. We got 39, right? Is that what that is? Yep, 39 twice. So we're at the hour mark. This is usually where it suddenly just shoots up like 20 or 30 viewers for some reason. I think some people are like thinking I'm on at 10 instead of 9. just using G minor. Well, yeah, that would be. He wants an A minor scale. Webby wants an A minor scale. Okay, Webby, I'm gonna write it down for you. How's that for service? You're getting a free guitar lesson right now. I'm going to write it out for you. I need a piece of paper. Hold on. A couple of them. So the A minor scale, which is nice, it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay, you go to A, you go to G, and you just repeat. So I'm going to write 2 of them out. And I'm going to hold it up, and you're going to do a screenshot, Webby. Okay? The first one is going to be an open position. So we're going to have 5 open strings in it. So there's one, the A minor. That makes sense. Oops, there we go. Problem is you're seeing through the paper. There we go. Okay. So open bot A string, which is the 5th string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open D string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open G string, then 2nd fret, then open B string, C string, B string, 1st fret, 3rd fret, open E string, and then if you want to go all the way to A, go up to the 5th fret. 1st fret, 5th fret, or 3rd fret, and 5th fret. Okay, now, if I were to play it up the neck, this is actually, we talked about diatonic scales recently. So I would basically play it like this. And if you look closely, you can see some similarities in the shapes of the scale. And this would be at the 5th fret. You would start with your first finger on the 5th fret. Sorry. And then like that. So take a screenshot of both of those. I don't know if that helps you. It's very difficult to teach online, one-on-one. Okay, I'll cover my face so you can take a screenshot without my face on it, okay? And I don't know where Webby went, but hopefully Webby got that. So, all right. I don't know if you're still there, Webby, but there's your answer. And that's regular minor, A minor. A harmonic minor would be with a G sharp, with a leading tone, so you could accommodate. Because normally in an A minor, the 5 chord is E minor. But that's not a very strong resolution, so they went, oh, what if we did E major? That's a much stronger resolution. So, but to accommodate that in the key, in the scale, you have to play a G sharp instead of a G. So, which sounds much more exotic. But very, very common. Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. I should totally. Yeah, this is like. Just do this, Dennis. Okay, I'm going to do that for a minute, so let's see how many viewers we get. Okay. All right, so does this? It doesn't do it. Yeah. Dang it. See, the undo doesn't work on OBS. Here we go. Now, I'm getting cold. I'm going to get my sweatshirt on. Hold on. I'm not leaving the room, so you can't take a sip. But I'll touch my face so you can take a sip. All right. So, hey, Morrow. Bella's sister, I don't know. I don't know the song Bella's Sister. Net 2 viewers. Nice. And I don't teach songs in my lessons because I don't want to have copyright strikes. Did I tell you guys that they took away those copyright strikes against me? I fought them and I won. I fought the law and I didn't. The law didn't win. Dennis, I think he's that song. Oh yeah, I didn't play on that. That would have been Andrew. Well, actually, that may have been what's his name? Cody's song, because I didn't play on that. But congrats, Tom. But yeah, as we look, so when you're, we could also, if you look at the bottom 2 strings on these 3 scales, there is an accommodation for the F to E and the B flat to A thing. And that's what I look for in a snippet. Okay, like if I look at the middle 2 string, the second and third string, there's a change going from the G minor to the G minor 6, but there is no change going to the D minor, so I didn't use that snippet. Same thing with the middle 2 strings. It was here 5, 8, 5, 7, and the same thing for the G minor 6, so no change, and then. Here's the change with the A here, the 5, 7, 5, 7 for the D minor. So that's why I chose the 5th and the 4th string to. Now we need to do some licks in D. Let's do that. Let me do a D vamp, okay? I gotta find it. I think it's right here. Yep. All right. So I'm going to use that 3rd third scale, the D minor pentatonic over this. It's a D7 chord. It's the 5 of the key in the key of G. So we can start with the just start with the root, the D right here. Really easy to sing along with these notes too. See you later, Keegan. F, F, and that F is a flat third. If you want to bend that up to F sharp. It's a great ear training exercise to try to hear where that third is. Okay, now then hammer on on the 4th string, the 5th fret to the 7th. Or if you can't hammer on, you can pluck both notes. Okay, and that's the 5th of the D chord. And that's the note we changed. Okay, let's just play that snippet backwards. Okay, so we did 7, 5, 8, 5. And that little hammer on I did is just a way to make that phrase more musical. If I play it like this, just straight, it sounds more like an exercise. All right? This is a trick in the studio too. That may be written, but if I play that like that in the studio in a melody, it's like there's no, a sampler could do that, a computer could do that. But if I went, the same thing, I slid up to that first note, pulled off, pulled off. So pull-offs, that kind of stuff makes it much more guitar-esque. Okay, now we can do a blues note in here, so we can do that. Okay, there's the blues note. We take that 5th. This is the 5th of the chord. No quiz, don't worry. Take a sip. Cheers. The 5th of the chord. And then you flat the 5th to get the blues note. You go to the 4th. Okay, and that's kind of a cool phrase. I think Mario's probably gone because I didn't teach the song. You can even just play the flat 5. I love that lick. Which is kind of contrary to what I've been teaching you, because I'm saying, we want to make sure we play that A note because that's the difference between the G minor pentatonic and the D minor pentatonic. But in the context of the blues, you're going to do what works, right? But that's... Okay, so with the minor pentatonics, you can always add the blues tone. That's all we did with the D minor pentatonics. We added the blues tone. It's also here. Like if we take the 2nd string, 6th fret, 8th fret. That blues note is there on the 9th fret. You can bend up to it, you can hit it, you can pull off from it. What I'm doing there. I always recommend if you find a cool lick, try to find it in a couple other places so you have that cool lick anytime you need it. All right? Or in different octaves. Because it kind of has a different vibe here. Slides, it's a good question. One thing I tend to do, I don't even think about it, is let me get rid of this stupid D chord, sorry. Okay, I'm going to highlight all this. I'm probably going to end up playing over everything. We're already at an hour and 15, so we're not seeing that bump in an hour like we normally get. That's so weird. Okay. So Brian, oh, Mr. Benny's here saying cat in a box. Oh, first time you've gotten on the stream. That's awesome. I'm glad, Revolution. It's good to see you. I've got 500 videos or something. I mean, a lot of live stream videos. This is lesson number 138. Is that right? Did I get that right? Or am I off the dates, the numbers? Just making sure I didn't double a number. That would be a drag if I doubled it 25 to 225. I was like, dang it! I'll just call 25A and 25B. That's what I would. I'm not going to change all their numbers. So slides. One of the things I try to do is, and I don't, like I said, I don't even know if I do intentionally. As soon as I get to finish the slide, I put vibrato on it because it's going to die. The string's going to die because you didn't pluck that note. You slid to it. Now I could, if I hammer on a slide, I get a note. But so putting vibrato on it. I don't think you can push too hard because if you're too soft, it'll just die. No, you got, and you want to hear you want to hear the frets. It's not like you're actually playing slide. That would be different. You actually want to hear those frets. So, and you definitely want to have a goal in mind when you slide. Sliding too fast isn't a problem. That's the same lick, fingered two different ways. I slid with my first finger from A to G. So that G is kind of a grace note. I'm only there for a second. And actually in music it would be written as a grace note. It would be a tiny little little A note with a slash through it, and it would have like a tie or something to this note. That would be the landing note. That would be a regular note. But if I wanted a slide to be 2 8th notes, see, that would be 1 and 2 and 4. That's a grace note, and then this wouldn't be a grace note. But the slide does have to kind of go fast, because if I go too slow, you're going to get that chromatic thing, which might be not what you want. Now, someone like Django Reinhardt, he only had 2 fingers. He would do chromatic scales on one string with one finger, and he would time his slide and his pick so that he would hit each note. It was like unbelievable. You could hear each individual note. It's like, dang, how does he do that? It's really, really hard. It's really hard to get that to sound like. But that's what he would do. He'd be like, Django. Okay, good. I'm glad, Bruce. Thanks for checking on it. Bruce also. So another reason to join the Discord, I'm going to put a link up there, is to see Bruce's. He's building me a cigar box guitar. Yes, that's right. A actual guitar made out of a cigar box. It's a thing. I knew it was a thing. I just never really did any research into it until Bruce. Oh wow, Gary, nice. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's really cool. Amazing. Okay, sorry, I'm on the Discord right now. Okay, so here's the link, and this will bring you to this page, I believe, which is the kind of the intro page, and it has the rules. We all try to be cool to each other. Don't get snarky. Don't be a troll. They'll kick you off, no problem. So let's see. Now, who asked me? Oh yeah, Brian, you asked me about sliding. Is that my slides sound nothing like yours? Maybe I'm pushing too hard or sliding too fast. Yeah, I don't know that those are issues, the fast or the hard thing. I think those are both pretty good. You don't want to be, like I said, don't want to be too soft or too slow. So I think those are both probably good. Like anything, it's just a matter of practice. A lot of times too, it's a tone thing. If you're doing it on an acoustic guitar, it's not gonna ring out very well. But if you're playing on through an amp in a room that's really loud, boy, everything's gonna come out. Really, slides should ring out solid. Okay, so. Right. Thank you, Bob. And like I said, I probably will. I'll try to log in at 9 on Monday, maybe through my phone or something, so that I can just let everybody know that I'm going to push to Saturday or Monday. And I think next Monday should be fine. That's why you need a Fender Telecaster. Yeah, well, Fender Tellies are great. Yeah, mine's up there. So, and then when we get back to a formal lesson Monday or maybe Saturday, I will do the next position. So we're going to take this up. So with the G minor pentatonic, we're going to find it here, and this will be a familiar shape. We'll do the G minor 6 pentatonic, which is going to be a little different. Yeah, no. What am I doing? No. Like I said, I'm learning too. And there'll be some cool licks. I love that. And it's great over that C7 chord. So it's pretty easy to find. And then the D minor pentatonic, which would just be this one. Pentatonic number 5, which will be a new one in this particular series. But when we talked about pentatonics, we talked about all 5 of the pentatonics. Okay? Yeah, March 18th. Crazy. Yeah, I put a complete list up on my bookmark. I'll probably update that every week or so, or every couple weeks, and then re-upload it so you can see. So you can use that as kind of a glossary to find. It is amazing to me if I click on some of these videos. Let's see, some of the live streams. So if I go, let me sort by views. The live streams. Wow, Daily Lesson 1 had 2,800 views. That's actually pretty good. 24 was next, 30 was next, 133, Mixolydian scales. Crazy that 133 got 1,200 views, has 1,200 views so far. I mean, still nothing compared to like Rick Beato. But I've got, 20 of them that have over 1,000 views, which is cool. And so if I click on even like the analytics for lesson number 24, I can see that in the last 48 hours, nobody's watched it. All right. Revenue on that one. So my revenue on that is $14.62. So, we'll see. If there's no more views in the last 48 hours, that may be the limit of that for 2 hours of my time. Not very encouraging, but that's all right. It's all right. I'm not complaining. Like I said, this is therapy for me. But you know, as I look at the lesson one, I guess so many people have gone back to that one to watch. Let's see if anybody's watching it right now. I click on analytics. Yeah, eight people, 8 views in the last 48 hours. And yet, the interesting one on that one's only, it's got more views, but it's only made $11. So it's, yeah, hard to predict with sometimes it's because if someone like does a super chat, like Holly, you gave me $5 the other day or whatever, you know, that adds into that number. So it kind of skews that number. I think somebody gave me $250 one time. Who was that? $250 one time, which was awesome. It's crazy though. I'll watch like people like the Beato, and he'll make $1,000 just sitting there doing an hour live stream just from the money that people give him on the live chat, which is crazy. I wouldn't mind that, but you know, it's all right. I'll survive. I mean, I think literally Rick Beato is doing videos full time. That's his job now. And I prefer to, you know, I don't think I could make a living if I just did videos full time. But you would have to have a certain number of subscribers. And I'm almost 85,000. It's getting there, right? Let's see, what does my dashboard say? 84,524. So, but it's up a little bit now. It was getting around 1,000 a month. Now it's 1,200 a month, which is good. I'd love to get to 100,000. 100,000, I get a plaque. And I'll tell you, that I'm very likely, if I get the plaque, when I get the plaque, I'm very likely to hang that up. I've played on a lot of gold records, platinum records. I've played on Grammy-winning records, and I could have had plaques for every one of those, and I've never bought a single one of them. Shoot, I've gotten paid $300 to play on a record that became a Grammy-winning record, and the plaque would cost $500. So why would I do that? And I'm sitting here by myself. It's just, I'm not trying to impress. Nobody's here, so. You know, if I owned a studio and I had people coming over, then I probably would, because it would be a way to say, "Oh, look, this is, you know, it's worth it," or whatever. But Brian, God bless you, Brian. That was awesome. YouTube takes, I think, 30%. I think that's right, of those super chats, which is fine because they do the forum for us. And the other crazy thing is, geez, how much hard drive space am I taking up with all these videos? I mean, all these live stream videos, they're getting to be 2 hours long. You know, that's a lot of not only bandwidth, but it's also, you know, a lot of hard drive space. So God bless YouTube for doing that. And you know, the check comes every about the 20th or 21st, 22nd of the month from YouTube, like clockwork, right into my checking account. So it really is a blessing. It really does help. It comes in time. Right now, work is really slow, and I'm supposed to be doing something later today, so we'll see. But you know, consequently, I'm working on more of my own stuff. Also, I am still thinking about doing I think super duper easy guitar episode 1, super duper easy guitar episode 2. I think I'm going to call them episodes instead of lessons, maybe lessons, I don't know. And they'll be about 10 minutes long, and they'll be very, very basic. I will, yeah, I might struggle to make them 10 minutes long, but I'd like to make them 10 minutes long so I could, because there's going to be 3 sections to those videos. I'm going to be teaching you a note, I'm going to be teaching you a chord, and I'm going to be teaching you a strumming pattern. But it's literally going to be a 1-finger note, a 1-finger chord, and a 1-strumming pattern for the first lesson. So that's something that, so I don't know if I can stretch that out to 10 minutes without like totally frying people. But because that way I would love to put an ad in between each of those 3 sections, you know. So it'd be like, you start with an ad, and then I do about 3 minutes, and there's another ad. Next section, another ad. And the ads will be skippable or whatever, and so it won't be like a big thing. Yeah, I'm wearing pants. Although I got holes in them, see. I ordered some new jeans. Hey, one little tip, just FYI. We have so many airline miles. We've flown to Europe with the kids 3 times on airline miles from credit cards and 2 times from volunteering to be bumped. I've taken 5 people to Europe round trip. Never paid for a flight for that. And Beth and I flew first class to Amsterdam a couple of years ago. This week, or no, this end of this month, and that was awesome. And so so what you do, like I have a United card. I mean, whatever airline you use the most, I would just go with whatever hub is near. Whoever has the hub near you. If you're in Atlanta, it would be Delta. If you're in Minneapolis, that would also be Delta, I guess, right? But United goes to pretty much everywhere I need to go. And so you go to Levi, you go to their website, your Mileage Plus account, you click on Earn Miles, you click on Mileage Plus Shopping, it opens a new window, you click on you just enter the store, and sometimes they have deals. You can even sort by how many miles you're going to get. Some stores are giving you, like when I order toner for my printer, I go to like 1, 2, 3 inkjets or whatever, and literally get it the next day. It's very good service. And the toner I get it's like $100 for everything or whatever. But you'll get like 14 miles per dollar spent. So that's like 1,400 miles. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of miles. The other thing too is you can get like 2,500 miles just by sending like a $100 bouquet of flowers. I would send a bouquet of flowers to my mom or to someone who's helped me with something. And then So I went to Levi's, and I think I got 5 miles for dollar spent. Spent $100 and 500 miles, boom, like that. It's crazy. So yeah, that's anyway, that's one of the things that I do to be wise with my resources and money. So okay, let's see what else. Somebody asked, let's see. Lessons would probably draw more viewers, Charlie. Yeah, that's probably right. It's episode, yeah, you're right. Lessons. So, but I think I'm going to call it like super duper easy guitar, and then it'll say lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. The other thing I should probably try to do is maybe come up with a card from my live streams. I don't do that. I look at everybody else. They put these cards into live streams. I can do that. I would just have to create one for each live stream, which would be a bit of work. But it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I just have to copy and paste and stuff like that. Pentatonic 13, whatever, it would say that in big letters so that when you scroll through my videos, you can see more easily what the video is about. When I click on my uploads, I do that. But when I click on my live streams are just pictures of me. So probably what I should do is I could do it actually in order of my most popular videos, but based on views, and work that way down. So yeah, and it's interesting which ones do better than others and which ones get the most comments. Saturday Jam Session got a lot of comments. I need to do another one of those. I forgot about that with Alex. Yeah, well, I don't. We'll see when I see Alex again. Maybe I'll try to do one. All right, where are you? I lost my windows. Wait, there you are. All right, so thank you, Revolution, for watching. Rick Forster, thank you. Do a lesson on how to play guitar at work without a guitar. Well, I'll show you one trick you can do. Is I do this sometimes with when I'm trying to show someone something. I'm like, well, you just play G chords like this. Oh, C chords like that. You just kind of I use my arm. Another thing you can do too is you can. I do like kind of. You got to be very ginger with your fingers. Don't twist them hard or don't put too much pressure on them. But when I hurt my finger a couple years ago when we were getting ready to move, I started doing this. Kind of bending my fingers and just kind of squeezing them a little bit, just kind of warming them up. It really helps. Vlogs around the world. Oh, I wish I could travel around the world doing vlogs. That would be fun. Shred neck. Oh, right, the shred neck. Oh, right. Yeah, that's just a neck. without a body. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's true. You can. I forgot about that thing. Yeah. Um, uh, you could also take a tennis ball if you're working on hand strength. You can practice squeezing the tennis ball, but you also have to be careful. Oh, did I touch my face? Dang it! You got to be careful with you don't want to pull a tendon or a muscle or something in your in your hands. So got my SC shirt on. Represent. I do need to do a lesson, and I'll probably make this a separate lesson on how to practice or develop a practice routine. But that would be more for pros or wannabe pros or students. Yeah, I get that, Rick. Well, here's what you can do. You can print up some blank diagrams, guitar diagrams, blank guitar grids, like full necks, and you can write the notes on the neck on there. Do A, B, C, D. You can do A sharp and B flat if you want. Also, you can then print up another one and write out. I mean, if it's something where you're just like sitting around your whatever, you're on the phone, you're having whatever. I don't know what your job is. But if your hands free, you can do something like that. The other thing is you can start writing down scales. So you can go, okay, formula for a major scale, whole, half, whole, half. Okay, C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, G major, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. You can do that. When I was a kid, I wrote out a lot of scales in study hall because I was just bored and I didn't want to do my homework. So I was writing out scales and going, oh, I wonder what this one would sound like, or that one would sound like, or this one, or whatever. And see you, Brian. Uh-oh. Feeder horses and walker foster dogs. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You've got 20 foster dogs or something crazy like that. God bless you. So I'll see you later. And thanks for the coin. Appreciate it. So there's a lot of things you could do that you could do mentally, visualize your fretboard. The other thing is, can you have music playing? You could be listening to guitar players. You put together playlists of guitar players on Spotify, like the best of Stevie Ray Vaughan or the best of George Benson or the best of John Fahey or whoever you're into. Service writer for John Deere dealership. Oh, nice. I have John Deere stock. So you're spending a lot of time typing, so I can see where that might make it difficult. But if you can listen to music, that would be a good thing to do. You don't want to get in trouble. I want you to keep your job. Jobs are very valuable right now. Well, I would say John Deere is a probably good. We still need farmers more than ever. So, yeah, you can definitely take scales off of the guitar and try to visualize them. You can write them out, like I said, on diagrams. And once you do that, you can start to visualize them a little bit better. Like I said, you could even do cage shapes up the neck. Like you could do, okay, I want to find every E flat cage shape up the neck and do that. And so if you could be writing and stuff like that, as long as it doesn't get you in trouble, that's totally fine. The other thing you do is you buy your boss a guitar and you tell him, hey, let's do jam sessions at lunch breaks. Watch Tom. He'll teach you how to play. Okay, you can have our oh, I see. Oh, at the office, though, for everybody. So you can't really control. Well, at least you're hearing music. That's not a bad thing. But the other thing you can do, one thing, the better I got, the easier it was when I listened to the radio. I hear a guitar player, I hear a guitar part. I got better at like going, oh, I can visualize what that guitar player is doing. I can pick up my guitar and go, oh, he was doing this. Whether it's Van Halen or whether it's some pop record or whatever. I'm like, oh, I know what he's doing. If I had a guitar in my hand, I'd be playing it. But if I don't have a guitar in my hand, on your Bluetooth. Okay, so Yeah, so I think you can create playlists on iHeartRadio too. So you could do guitar-centric playlists. That would be fun. I've got many on Spotify. I put together a million playlists. George, let's see, did I do George Benson? I may have done, but Pat Metheny, solo jazz guitar. So. So yeah, I mean, I can hear. Oh yeah, totally. You can even hear on commercials, hear the guitar, especially if it's like a Target commercial. It's like a ukulele, like a little ukulele. That was Target commercials from like 5 years ago. All right, well, let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. I need to take care of some work here. Let's see. Yeah, 30 miles per dollar from Teleflora. Now, the problem is the only thing with this, I just got an email from United about that. The only problem with that is the bouquet may be $60, but then the delivery and all that stuff is another $60, and you only get the 30 miles on the 60. You only get like, what would that be? 30 times 60 would be 1,800 miles. You get 1,800 miles just on the, instead of like, it'd be cool if you got 3,600 miles, on the full bill, but it's only on the actual flower part of it. It must mean that the markup on flowers is insane. So, let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, have a great weekend, you guys. Well, I will probably log on. I'll try to remember to log on Friday morning if I can. Just getting Beth away. She's been working really hard, and she's got a day off, so we're gonna get away. And Alex is gonna hang out at the house and probably grill. He's probably gonna have friends over, and they're gonna grill. So why not, right? So anyway, I will talk to you all later, and I'm going to continue this. We're going to go up the next lesson. We're going to go the next position up. So we'll probably be about the 7th fret for the most part, 7th, 8th fret, somewhere around there. I'm glad you learned a lot, Holly. And don't be intimidated by these scales. Like I said, the men and pentatonics are the same scales. They're just different shapes. And then try to practice your blues progression. Okay, so let me pull up that video here. I'm going to show this again. I only see 500 or 456 views of this, so it should be higher than that. You should be practicing along with this video, and practice even playing the rhythm. G, 2, 3, 4 to C, 2, and you can play open chords. That's fine. If you want to use like open, G7 would be 3, 2, 1. C7 would be X 3, 2, 3, 1, 0, and then D7 would be XX. So if you can't play bar chords or whatever, you can play those open chords, but just get really good at playing the blues progression without making mistakes. See if you can play 10 times through without flubbing up. And eventually, and I want you to memorize it too, okay? And again, that's so you can jam with others, and that's so you can, when you're soloing over the blues, you know what chord is coming next because it's just ingrained in you, okay? Yeah, loopers are good for that too. Yep, loopers can help you practice. And the great thing about loopers, you can put one chord in there, two chords, three chords, or whatever. You could do a G7 vamp. It doesn't have to be the whole blues. And then you can practice that. I do that all the time too. I have a looper on my rig, in my Lexicon rig that I use. Yeah, and I'll see you on, like I said, on Friday. I may just log in just to announce that I'm not going to be there, kind of thing. So that's it. I will talk to you later, and I'm ending the stream. It's dying off fast. We peaked at 39 several times, but yeah, weird. The other day it was like 60. That was crazy. All right. God bless you all. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. Bruce, thank you always for helping out here. Can't wait to see. I gotta check out the pictures. I forgot what the cigar box looks like. Check out the cigar box guitar build that Bruce is doing for me, and that's on the Discord, so you can check out pictures. It's pretty cool. All right, it's good. It's pretty elaborate what he's doing. I'm very impressed. Bye, Benny. I'll see you later.